You ever notice how some people seem to have this quiet confidence about them? Like they're not constantly second-guessing every decision or replaying conversations in their head. They face the same daily challenges as everyone else, but somehow they don't get mentally tangled up in endless what-if scenarios or spend hours analyzing things that probably don't even matter. Then there's the rest of us, lying awake at 2 a.m. because our brain decided tonight was the perfect time to review every awkward thing we've ever said. What's the difference between these people and the chronic overthinkers? Here's what I discovered. They've learned to recognize when their brain is solving real problems versus when it's just spinning its wheels. Here's what most people don't realize about overthinking. Your brain is designed to solve problems, but it can't tell the difference between a real problem that needs solving and an imaginary problem it created through mental simulation. Think of your brain like a powerful computer that's constantly running background programs. Some of these programs are useful, like figuring out your schedule or remembering important tasks. But most overthinking is like having dozens of unnecessary programs running simultaneously, slowing down the whole system. Your brain treats imaginary scenarios exactly like real situations. When you mentally rehearse that difficult conversation you might have to have, your nervous system responds as if you're actually having it. When you imagine everything that could go wrong with your presentation, your body creates the same stress response as if those things were actually happening right now. This is why overthinkers often feel mentally and physically exhausted even when nothing particularly challenging has occurred in their actual day. They've been living through multiple stressful scenarios in their imagination, and the body doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's just mental simulation. If you're still here, you've probably noticed how exhausting it is to live through the same situations multiple times in your head before they even happen. The fact that you want to understand why your brain does this, rather than just accepting it, shows you're ready to discover how to redirect that mental energy. If this is resonating with you, please subscribe. Here's what I've discovered about the overthinking brain. It's actually trying to help you, but it's using a completely flawed strategy. Your brain believes that if it can mentally simulate every possible scenario, you'll be better prepared for whatever actually happens. It thinks that by imagining all the ways things could go wrong, it's giving you a survival advantage. But here's the problem. Most of what your brain rehearses never actually occurs. Studies show that about 85% of what people worry about never happens. And of the 15% that does happen, most people discover they handle it better than they imagined they would. So all that mental preparation was not only unnecessary, it was actually counterproductive because it drained energy you could have used for real situations. Your overthinking brain is like a security system that's too sensitive. It treats every minor concern like a major threat. Someone doesn't text back immediately. Red alert. A meeting gets rescheduled. Emergency protocols activated. Your brain starts generating solutions for problems that don't actually exist. The exhausting thing is that your brain never learns from this pattern. It doesn't notice that most of its worried predictions don't come true. It just keeps generating more scenarios to analyze. Think about the last time you overthought something. Maybe it was a text you sent, a decision you had to make, or a situation you were anticipating. Now think about what actually happened when that situation resolved. Was it as complicated as your mind made it seem? Did all those mental scenarios you created actually help you handle it better? Or did you discover that the real situation was simpler and more manageable than all the versions you imagined in your head? Here's something fascinating about chronic overthinkers. They often feel like they're not getting enough done, but they're actually working incredibly hard. The problem is that most of their effort is happening in mental space rather than in reality. When you mentally rehearse a conversation 50 times, you're using the same psychological energy as if you had that conversation 50 times in real life. When you imagine everything that could go wrong with a project, your brain experiences the stress of dealing with those problems, even though they haven't happened. This creates what I call phantom fatigue, exhaustion from living through experiences that exist only in your imagination. You end up tired from working on imaginary problems, while the real tasks that need your attention get postponed or done half-heartedly because you're already mentally depleted. The cruel irony is that overthinkers are often incredibly capable people. They have the mental horsepower to solve complex problems and handle challenging situations. But instead of applying that intelligence to their actual circumstances, they're burning through their cognitive resources on mental simulations. It's like having a high-performance car, but using all the fuel to rev the engine in park instead of actually driving somewhere. Here's the key insight that changes everything. Your imagination is not a reliable predictor of reality. In fact, it's usually a terrible predictor because it's influenced by your current mood, energy level, and whatever fears happen to be active in your mind. When you're tired or stressed, your brain generates worst-case scenarios. When you're feeling confident, you imagine everything going smoothly. But reality operates independently of your mental state. It has its own logic, its own surprises, its own solutions that you couldn't have anticipated. The people who seem naturally calm have figured out something crucial. They trust their ability to handle real situations as they arise more than they trust their ability to predict and prepare for imaginary situations. This doesn't mean they don't plan or prepare. It means they distinguish between useful preparation and mental spinning. They'll research before a job interview, but they won't imagine 17 different ways the interview could go wrong. They'll plan their finances, but they won't spend hours imagining worst-case economic scenarios. Here's how to stop burning mental energy on imaginary problems and start using it for your actual life. First, learn to recognize when you're solving real problems versus when you're just spinning. Real problem solving has a specific goal and moves toward a solution. Mental spinning goes in circles without reaching any useful conclusion. When you catch yourself spinning, try the postpone and schedule technique. Tell yourself, I'll think about this at 3 p.m. tomorrow, and actually put it in your calendar. This signals your brain to stop the constant mental nagging because you've committed to addressing it at a specific time. Second, shift from why questions to what questions. Your brain loves to ask, "Why do I always mess things up?" Or, "Why can't I handle stress better?" These questions lead to more spinning, not solutions. Instead, ask, "What's one small thing I can do right now to improve this situation?" This redirects your mental energy from analysis paralysis to actionable steps. Third, practice what I call scenario limiting. When your brain starts generating multiple versions of how something might go, stop at 3 possibilities: best case, worst case, and most likely case. Then ask, "What's one thing I can do to increase the chance of the best case?" Take that action and stop simulating. Fourth, redirect simulation energy toward what you actually value. When you notice your brain creating imaginary scenarios, ask, "What's one real thing I can do right now that aligns with what I care about?" Maybe it's being present with your family, working on a meaningful project, or simply taking care of yourself. Finally, practice reality testing your mental scenarios. When your brain predicts how something will go, make a note. After the real situation happens, compare what actually occurred to what you imagined. This helps train your brain to trust reality more than its simulations. Tonight, when your brain tries to pull you into imaginary scenarios about tomorrow's challenges, you'll remember that reality is usually simpler and more manageable than whatever your mind creates. Over the next week, you'll start noticing how much mental energy you've been spending on situations that either never happen or turn out completely differently than you expected. The mental horsepower you've been using to simulate imaginary problems is the same intelligence that can solve real problems. When you redirect that energy from imagination to reality, you'll discover that you're far more capable and resourceful than all that mental rehearsing ever made you believe.